Hi, sweeties, how are you doing? I am super excited. It's my birthday tomorrow. Welcome to Naya Sim. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, sweetheart, kindly smash that subscribe button, turn your notification so you are notified each time I upload, and please give this video a thumb up. I appreciate you all so much, and I am saying a very big shout out to every one of you for all the love and support you all give me here. I am truly grateful. Thank you all so much. So today we'll be talking something very important, and it's about this delusional Hispanic cops who actually came to, a black man asked him question about what should I do when a cop shoots at me? Should I shoot back? And he said that a cop will never shoot at you for no reason. Like a cop will never, like a police officer will never shoot at you for no reason. And black people are not finding it funny because you all know the history of black people and the cops. It never ends well. Black kids grow up so fast because of police cops. Black kids cannot play with gun toys because of police cops. So many people, so many black people have been shot by cops for no reason. They have unleashed dogs on black people for no reason. What is it they have not done? They have tried to set black people up, probably stop you and throw something in your car for no just reason. And a Hispanic man is out there telling people or telling us that cops cannot shoot you for no reason. And that is the highest lie I hear somebody speak. And you all know police cops, one of the most racist seasoned cops ever, department ever. And somebody from a marginalized group is coming out to defend. I am not saying there are no good cops. Yeah, quite few of them. But majority of them are really bad eggs, because I have done a lot of videos on them, what they do to black people and the rest of it. Even with your hands up, even when they know you are unarmed, they still go ahead to do what is on their mind. A lot of people are calling them out on their bullshit. I am rolling this clip. We'll come back to talk about it. Let me know what you all think in the comment section. So straight up, here we go.
What would happen if a cop starts shooting at me without a reason? Would I shoot back? Bad question. Bad question. Bad. Where do I even start with this one? A police officer will not shoot at you without reason. No. An officer will not shoot at you for no reason at all. And no, don't shoot back. This is a real question? Bad question. A police officer will not shoot at you without reason.
Ayanna Jones was 6 years old, asleep in her bed. Ernestine Johnson, I believe, was in her 70s, and she answered the front door. Terrence Crutcher was standing next to his car. Lando Castile was giving his license. John Crawford was walking in a Walmart. Tamir Rice was playing with a toy. Dante Wright was pulling over because he had air freshener. We could do this all day. Just make sure when you say that police will not shoot you for no reason, that skin color stipulations apply.
What would happen if a cop starts shooting at me without a reason? Would I shoot back? Bad question. Bad question. Bad. Where do I even start with this one? A police officer will not shoot at you without reason. No. An officer will not shoot at you for no reason at all. And no, don't shoot back. This is a real question? Bad question. A police officer will not shoot at you without reason.
Technically true. Sometimes they are bored, or they thought you stole something that you didn't, or they do not like that you are a race that they are not a fan of, or they think you look like a Bigfoot, or...
No. An officer will not shoot at you for no reason at all. And no...
That's a whole ass lie if I ever heard somebody tell it. You heard that? You and I know that the cops do what they do, even if they don't have a solidified reason about doing it. We see this a lot. A lot of cops do it just because people talk trash to them. they feel some type of way. Their authority get pressured. You know what I'm saying? They feel a little weak in that spot because somebody talking ish to them. You heard that? And if somebody exercising their right, y'all will do it then. I done seen plenty that exercise their right and got under the line for it. And all the so-called good cops, guess what they'll tell you? Just comply. When you are violating somebody's rights and then use that as a reason to say they resisting and then pum them and unalive them, bro, you no good. Your colleagues and everybody else, you're there.
Police officer will not shoot at you without reason.
Oh, get off your high horse. Just because you're a cop doesn't mean you're above corruption. Your blue wall of silence bullshit. There's no such thing as a good cop because good cops can't stand up to bad cops in a fucked up goddamn cop system. Y'all don't hold each other accountable to your actions. There's a sheriff's office in California that's under investigation because basically they're nothing more than a street gang with badges. The Michael Brown shooting was sketchy as fuck. There's corruption found under that with a bunch of racism. Breonna Taylor, that was a bunch of corruption and bullshit. You guys are class traders. You protect the rich from poor people. That's what you do. And honestly, law enforcement in the United States is extremely fucking racist. And it always has been. Right to the 1960s, civil rights. Who was it beating the fuck out of black protesters with batons? Don't pretend that being a cop is noble. I mean, some cops out there are really good people. I've met them, hung out with them. There are cops that are really deep down good people. But the system you work in is fucked. And I've watched it rip those cops apart and shit them out. I saw a protest. It was a Black Lives Matter protest. And I seen a lot of them. And I actually was involved in one in Austin, Texas. But I seen a Black Lives Matter protest. I can't remember where it was, but law enforcement was marching alongside of the protesters. I saw another protest in a different place. Taking place in a public park. All the protesters were seated. None of them were destroying property. None of them were causing a problem or a ruckus. They were just sitting in a park, holding signs, protesting. And you know what law enforcement did? Got on a bunch of riot gear armor and shields and just started plowing through these fucking peaceful protesters, inciting violence. What about those law enforcement officers that were running around? The federal ones that were in the van running around kidnapping people during BLM protests. All the federal agents that were proven to be out inciting violence during Black Lives Matter protests. Don't play like you guys are virtuous. Your entire system is broken. You over-police. You over-arrest. You're part of the prison industrial complex. You're not helping American citizens. You're making it harder.
A police officer will not shoot at you without reason.
I've been saying a lot of stitches. You know being brown is a reason, right? You can pop out your car with your insurance in your hand and you liable to get shot. You feel me? A Caucasian person that can pop out their car with an AK-47 around their chest, and the first question they go ask is, hey, you got paperwork for that gun, sir? Do you have a license to carry? You feel me? Type shit. So keep that in mind. He's technically not lying. I don't know why y'all hating him.
What would happen if a cop starts shooting at me without a reason? Would I shoot?
I'm going to say this with all due respect. Screw that crap. We know damn well that the police shoot first, ask questions later. Especially in the black communities. How they sit there when a black man reaches for something. They quickly to try to unalive them. So don't sit there and say that they're not going to do that for no reason at all. But we know the actual reasons. Have a nice day.
What would happen if a cop starts shooting at me without a reason? Would I shoot back?
Hi, Officer Q. Nice to meet you. My name is Wayne. I'm assuming wherever you work is a decent enough area where that possibility doesn't sink into your head. I grew up in a place like that. It's called Amherst, New York. We were actually in the Guinness Book of World Records for being the safest town in the United States of America. Twice. But I was also born in Brooklyn, New York. So I don't put small town mentality on the rest of the world. Let's say, for example, me and you, because you seem like a cool guy. We went to Atlanta and went to a Hawks game. All right? Gets over about 11:30 at night. Our team won. We're in a good mood. We're leaving. We're going back to your car. Remember, you're an officer, which means you have a weapon in your car. Might be in the front of the car, might be locked in the back. Couple of cops that don't think the way you do, but see the two of us together and ask a simple enough question like, do you have any weapons? We're going to answer yes because you're an officer and you have weapons, but they haven't gotten that far into the conversation yet. They've asked you, do you have any weapons? And your answer is yes. Do you think that there's a possibility that this officer might shoot at both of us for the fact that there is a weapon in that car, but they don't know yet that you are an officer? And if they do find out you're an officer, some officers that aren't as good as you are, as polite as you are, as much of a man as you are, and put yourself across to be. Do you think that somebody with a little less backbone might shoot first? If not, sir, your reality is way different than mine, and I wish I could live in the world that you live in because I have to live in reality. And me and you are black before being you are officers. And we've seen it more than once.
An officer will not shoot at you for no reason.
Then explain what happened to Daniel Shaver on January 18th, 2016, when he was murdered while laying face down in a hotel hallway by Officer Philip Brailsford. For no reason at all. And I believe your heart was in the right place when you made this. But maybe next time, don't do a video about not shooting people while standing against a wall full of guns. Well, anyway, this has been Doc for Diesel Punk Industries saying learn to read the room, especially if that room is filled with guns. Thanks for watching, and as always, Crunchy White Pimp forever.
What would happen if a cop starts shooting at me without a reason? Would I shoot?
Now, my man, as I do back the blue and a lot of my family members serve our community, whether they're state troopers in the state of Texas or they're deputy sheriffs, I want to tell you about a story whenever I was 16 years old in Georgetown, Texas, crossing over the I-35 bridge, heading to a friend's house. And the police officer thought he identified me as somebody that I was not. And my life became an imminent danger. I was beaten. I was thrown into the concrete. My head was busted open. If it wasn't for my girlfriend's dad calling, my girlfriend calling her dad to come to where I was at, he notified the police officer that I was a 16-year-old boy, not the 19, 20-year-old guy he was looking for. So anything's possible.
Without a reason, would I shoot back? Bad question.
Then what's the point of the Second Amendment? What's the point of the Second Amendment? If you cannot pew back at a cop who is pewing at you for no reason, then what's the... Oh, wait, you think that cops don't pew at people for no reason. What about Philando Castile? What about Breonna Taylor? What about Daniel Shaver? What about Tamir Rice? How much more names do I got to name? How many more names do I got to name? You pew at people for literally the dumbest shit imaginable, right? And then you just say, we were in fear of our life, even though they were running away or they were complying or they were reaching for their wallet, which you asked them for. And you pewed anyways. Like, how many more names do I gotta name? Right? And based off of your own Second Amendment, and in the state of Texas, they seem to think that you should be able to pew at cops if they're violating your constitutional rights. And I would go as far to say that if a cop pews at you for no good reason other than like he was looking at me funny, so pew, then that's a violation of that person's constitutional rights. Therefore, based off of the Second Amendment that right-wingers worship more than they worship Jesus Christ of Nazareth, then yeah, why not? I'm not saying I agree with it. It's not. I live in Canada. I'm Canadian. I'm damn proud to be Canadian. But I'm just using right-wing logic. Then yeah, you certainly can, because police do pew at people for no reason in violation of their constitutional rights. I would imagine it's a constitutional right to be alive or not be shot at by the government. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a Canadian. But yeah, like, no, it should be perfectly legal. And y'all are tyrants. So yeah, it fits because you guys enforce tyrannical laws. So yeah, that was a dumb answer.
A police officer will not shoot at you without reason.
I didn't realize we were out here writing police fan fiction. Okay, while we're at it, cops are not racist, and cops as an institution do not harbor a bunch of white supremacists. Cops do not engage in domestic violence at very high rates. And cops definitely don't brutalize and kill disabled people at ridiculously high rates. This is fun. It's fun that we can play pretend. It would be more fun if one of us didn't have a gun.
Police officer will not shoot at you without reason.
Do you have any evidence to back up that bold claim? I mean, I know that you guys take an oath after your 4 to 5 months of training, but that training doesn't include any, knowledge of de-escalation or mental health, or just how to differentiate someone that's a danger to themselves versus someone that's a danger to others. I mean, most of them lack the knowledge of how to calm down a homeless person without pulling their gun. They're really only trained in the basic knowledge of shooting, cuffing, and tasing. And they don't really do anything else. And I haven't seen a cop go out of their way to help people unless it's for publicity. I think the thing you really need to learn in that academy is anger management training. Fucking pig.
Start with this one. A police officer will not shoot at you without reason.
See, just how quick cops like you forget. We don't forget. Of course you do. Because we're not people to you. We don't matter. We don't forget. Breonna Taylor. Say a fucking name.
A police officer will not shoot at you without reason.
Bless your heart. Technically, the cop is correct. Cops don't shoot at you for no reason. The reason is they want to. It takes longer to brew a craft beer than it does to become a cop in the United States. And in that bafflingly short period of training, it is drilled into them over and over and over again that every situation they walk into could potentially be a life-threatening one. Every door they knock on, every warrant they serve, every traffic stop, the citizen on the other end of that interaction could potentially be armed or want to do them harm. And because that's sometimes the situation, they have to go into every situation as if it is, because that's what's going to keep them alive to the end of their shift. And so when you take that and you mix in the racial and societal biases that are literally baked into police training as well as the culture of policing, and then you sprinkle in the miasma of very real human personalities, including those who feel justified in doing violence upon those who have disrespected them or made them feel afraid. And then you take all of that up with the stigma against seeking help for mental health problems. You wind up with some really stressed out people in positions of extreme authority who feel justified in relieving the stress of their constant fear and vigilance by shooting people. I mean, not all cops. Some of them do excessive force and domestic violence instead. Cops go to work every day, believing with their whole chest that they are in fact the thin blue line that separates societal order from complete chaos. And the more time that passes without some kind of violent incident that proves to them that that belief is true, that their constant fear and vigilance and stress is worth it, the more likely they are to manufacture a situation that does. Cops always have a reason for shooting at citizens. It's just that sometimes that reason is because they want to.
Stupidity at its finest. A police officer will not shoot at you without...
He said a police officer will not shoot at you. He must not be in this day and age and time. He must not have been watching the news lately. The fact that he made this video and said police officers will not shoot at you. I want y'all to go back and listen to that video of what he said. A police officer will not shoot at you. So I guess I guess Santa Claus must have killed Trayvon Martin. I guess Santa Claus must have killed him. The young lady, I forget her name, the young lady that got shot in her own home, I guess that was Santa Claus. The people that did get the people that got shot by the officers, I guess that was Santa Claus. They must have shot them then. This man sounds very ignorant. He sounds very stupid. It sounds like to me that he's talking, trying to make us like officers by saying, "Oh, they're not going to shoot you unless they have a reason to." Well, they didn't have a reason to shoot Trayvon Martin, but they shot him, and he's been dead for how long? That young lady that they shot in her home, how long she been dead? Okay, I'll wait. Police officers do not shoot at you. Okay. All right. Let's go with that. So that means Trayvon Martin's is still living then. So he's at home with his mama and his family right now. That's what you telling me? The people that got shot by the hand of an officer, I guess those people are living. What about the young lady that they pulled over and killed and still took a mug shot of? I'll wait.
No. An officer will not shoot at you for no reason at all. And no...
The more I think about it, he's actually right. They just choke you to death, or put their knee on the back of your neck and make sure you can't breathe, or just beat the shit out of you until you...
What would happen if a cop starts shooting at me without a reason? Would I shoot?
That's exactly. So we're not gonna go ahead and make a reference to the issues that happen in black, brown, and poor communities every day, okay? Because what we see is different, okay? So I'm not going to go with your magic 8-ball and use my eyes. But I just want all of my 2A folks who like it. It's my God-given right, and it's to protect against, potential tyrannical government. Is police not part of the government? They are. They are part of the law, judiciary part of the government, right? And if the government was to become tyrannical and try to overrun people, even though there are cops who wouldn't participate, I think there are some who would because that's their job. What are y'all gonna do? Because I love to hear that when they say the government, is tyrannical and they might try to overrun us. The police are part of that government system. So I need some answers. Is y'all shooting back at them or is you not?
A police officer will not shoot at you without reason.
Who are you talking to? I mean, you're right. Sometimes the reason is paralyzing fear, and they haven't been trained long enough to figure out what to do with it or how to de-escalate themselves. Like, say, for an example, a 10-year-old boy in a park with a toy gun. Or after a black man is told to get out his ID, and when the cop finds out that he has a weapon with a permit, the cop shoots him in a panic. I mean, you gotta be kidding me, bro. I mean, we both live in the same country, right? I know you're not defending every single police shooting right now. Go back to training academy. You ain't ready. Or at least stay off the internet. Damn!
What would happen if a cop starts shooting at me without a reason? Would I shoot back?
Guys, I'm gonna have to 110% agree with the police officer here, because his logic is very much sound and, undeniable even. He's making a whole lot of sense. Like he's speaking the truth, There's no way on God's green earth that a police officer would just, assault or blick at you or cause harm, etc., etc. There's no way. They're supposed to protect and serve, you know what I'm saying? So there's no way possible that this man is wrong. And also, I just want to add to his point, boy, if you don't get...
A police officer will not shoot at you without reason.
Oh, buddy, you don't watch the news, huh? So it's cops like you who ignore the issues inside your organization that make it where, like, it's all cops. All cops are bad. Because these are very clearly public issues that are not news to anybody, and you're over there acting like it's not happening and trying to be like, oh, you asked a bad question. Cops will never shoot at you for no reason. Meanwhile, unarmed people are getting shot down by the police all the time in this country. So, watch the news and ACAB until you get your shit together.
A police officer will not shoot at you without reason.
No, a police officer will not shoot at me without a reason. A good police officer will not shoot at anybody without a reason. But a 9-year-old holding a cell phone is not a reason. Somebody asleep in their own bed is not a reason. Need I go on, or do you own a TV? Now, I'm not saying you're a good cop, and daddy. But saying cops don't shoot at anybody without a reason? No. Saying cops will not shoot at a motherfucker that looks like me without a reason? Yes. And that's the problem. Shoot more white people. Wait, that's not the answer. Stop shooting people! Nope, that's not the answer either, because some people need to get shot. Shoot pedophiles. Pretty sure nobody's gonna argue with that one. All you cops that are trigger happy, start executing pedophiles. If tomorrow morning the news report is, police officer kicked down the doors and found kids in cages, and not one of the perpetrators survived. That's sad. They all decide to. That's sad. All those pedophiles decide to shoot themselves 50 times. You see, that's the idea. We are never gonna get rid of all dirty cops. Even you know that. there are going to be pieces of shit that slip through the cracks. So, let those pieces of shit be dirty, but let them be dirty in ways people don't care about. Cop shoots an innocent person. Yeah. Cop shoots a pedophile. Cop shoots a lady going down the street. Cop shoots a rapist. Cop steals money from an innocent kid. Cop steals money from drug lords. You see, there are ways a cop can be dirty when nobody would give a flying fuck. Except the legal system worries more about a cop stealing money than a cop killing somebody. Or choking someone out. Honestly, if someone wants to line their pockets with a drug lord's cash, I don't care. If a cop pulls the trigger on a pedophile, he should get a trophy. So at the end of the day, maybe not reform the police. Maybe just aim the bad ones at the right direction. And then give the good ones a trophy.
A police officer will not shoot at you without reason.
You're so right. The funny part is I don't think you know the reason yet until you've already fired. So you'll figure it out eventually. You'll find a reason, buddy. But go off, I guess.
A police officer will not shoot at you without reason.
Yeah, only if you're African American, it's a different story.
So this is all I got from the stitches, and really, when I saw this video, I was like, bro, you're lying. You're such a liar, because, like, you know, I'm coming from a Hispanic cops. I mean, what gave him the, like, you know, the audacity to come out to, actually, the question was asked by a black person, right? I think they really want to psych him and know what he's going to say. And then he ended up spewing rubbish, and people did not find that funny. And it's really crazy how it's coming from, like, you know, a marginalized group, people that already knew what is going on in, like, especially black community. And you and I will definitely count how many people that have been killed by cops for doing nothing. And I'm even telling you, like, a few days back, cops unleashed a dog on a black man. For what reason? He's a truck driver. His hands were even up, like he surrendered. He was not having anything, but they still unleashed dog on him, right? And also, they broke into somebody's house. Like, these are the ones they did not mention, but I am just trying to also, like, you know, emphasize on them. They broke into black man's house, and guess what they did? They used dildo on him. And somebody's telling me cops will never shoot you for doing nothing. You are lying. Because a lot of black people died because of this. They had nothing on them. Some were even sleeping, some were even in bed, some were even in the park. As it stands, a black child, I am sure most black kids do not have toy gun. You know, toy gun usually everybody have when they're growing up. You cannot have toy gun as a black child, because if they see you outside, they are killing you. And then it's just crazy how they are trained, but then they are scared of a 10-year-old child, 9-year-old child. And it's crazy how they make black kids grow up so fast. It's completely stupid. Instead of him to acknowledge that they have done some terrible things, or they are doing some terrible things, most especially to black people. And you hear what the white man said? They definitely will not shoot someone like me because they know the repercussions. But they definitely will shoot an unarmed black man for just no reason. And these are one of the reasons why black people always get very, like, you know, you see them, they are always at alert each time they are being stopped by cops. And I keep saying it, no black person should ever be scared of being pulled over by a cop. But because the system has made it this way, each time they see cops, they panic for their lives. Each time they come in contact with cops or being chased by cops, They panic for their lives because they may make it alive or they may not make it alive, and that might be the end of them. And then the cops are going to tell the story, not him telling his own story. And you know what happens when a cop tells your story? It is definitely not going to end well. And it's somebody came here to tell me that, I mean, it's some kind of bullshit talk. And yeah, that is it. So this is where I'm going to draw the curtain. And thank you all so much for the support. I appreciate you. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye for now.